I know, you guys might be thinking on how I scored band 9 in speaking. Now, it's quite simple and it's easy to understand. And today, I'm going to help you in understand how I have achieved band 9 score in speaking. So here you go. As I understand from all of the questions that you guys put on is how difficult speaking is when it comes to achieving a good band score. But trust me, it's not as difficult as you think of it. And at the same time, there are multiple myths that you guys have kept in your brain that isn't the truth. Now here I am, I'll be helping you with a full strategy and a real sample for you guys is to help you out on how you can also achieve a band 9 in your IELTS speaking. So let's get started. Now first of all, it's really important for you to understand what exactly the key factors are that we need to deal with when it comes to our speaking module and what all things we need to make sure जब भी हम बात करते हैं for our speaking. Now, with this, it is important to understand what all parameters are there जिस पे we are going to get judged upon. Now, basically, we have 4 parameters and at times it is like 5 or an additional one. You can say like basically अगर हम writing की बात करें, so we've got different parameters extra and for speaking we have different parameters extra just to see on what all things we are going to get judged upon. So the very first one is fluency and coherence that talks about the smooth flow, logical structure and no awkward pauses. Now it means, so basically fluency and coherence talks about how fluent you are. And I know there are a lot of you who think that fluency is to speak really fast without taking a pause and to speak anything and everyone in the room is going to think that you have a really good skill. This is definitely not the case. Now when you speak really fast, it's going to make you bound to make a lot of mistakes. Of course, because there you're not tracking your words. There you're not tracking what you're saying. So it is really important that when you're speaking, when you're fluent or when you're speaking very fast, there are high chances for you to make up a mistake. Now, how to minimize it? So basically what you can do is lower down your pace. This is the only solution that I have figured out when I was preparing. So basically, when you're going to lower down your pace, it's going to help you in multiple ways. Firstly, it's going to help you to understand what you need to speak further. It also gives time for the exam. It also gives time to the examiner to absorb everything that you have spoken so far. Also, it gives you time to analyze each and every word you have uttered, making you more inclined to your grammatical accurate sentences. Now, these are the benefits that you get by lowering down your pace. And I'm sure there's no harm in it. The second one is coherence. Now, coherence ensures how much structured answer you guys are providing. Now, when I say structured, I mean each and everything should be in a proper pointer. Each and everything should be in a proper line, in a proper sequence. That's definitely going to help you enhance your speaking band score. So, for example, if you're talking about your yesterday's daily schedule. So, for example, if I say instead of just telling you in sequence, I say that I wake up in the morning, then at 12, I think I had a lunch. But before I had a breakfast at 9 and then I went with my friends at 4 p.m. But I remember at 3 p.m. I sat for reading a book. But now what's happening over here? Things are not going in a sequence. That's going to eventually make you confused on what exactly I'm trying to say, even though it seems very simple. This is what coherence deals with. It deals with the structure of your answers and ensures that whether your answer is quite structured or not. Now moving to the next one which is lexical resource that talks about variety in vocabulary, natural idioms and collocations. Now I know there are a lot of people who think that having a really good complex vocabulary is going to help you in order to attain a good band. I would definitely not deny this fact. But, trust me, if you want to get 9 bands, you have everything that you need to have in order to get 9 bands. You already have it. And it also took quite a good amount of time to realize it for myself as well. This is the reason I'm telling you guys. So you have each and every vocabulary. So if you're able to understand me, or if you're able to understand any of the complex TED Talks or videos or the way the person speaks, if you're able to understand, then trust me, you have all the relevant vocabulary that you need to use in your IELTS speaking. Again, at the same time, I definitely don't want you to use supercalifragilistic because that's definitely of no use. So using a complex vocabulary is totally different from going what is needed, doing what is needed. So just do what you need to do, right? The next one is grammatical range and accuracy. It talks about complex sentence structure used correctly. Now, I actually want to know how many of you know how many types of sentences are there? Now you're going to ask that, ma'am, this is very basic, way too basic question you've asked. But trust me, maximum of them are not aware of it. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that you do. We end up always making simple sentences, which leads to having a lot of grammatical inaccuracies and a lot of problems further. And we definitely don't realize because there are a lot of terms that we have normalized as a society, which is definitely incorrect. That's where we get wrong. Again, it is not something that's going to cost you a major band score, but still a certain point that you need to consider. IELTS is not about catering to the majority of the, mistakes or majority of error. It's the simple, the meticulous scrutinizing that you need to do for your IELTS examination, for your IELTS preparation. वो छोटी छोटी गलतियां जो आप करते हो ना, that's where you need to know. And at the same time, I understand you definitely don't do it intentionally or desperately. It's the trait of yours. Like, सबका अपना अपना trait होता है जो unintentional mistakes करते हैं. हमें पता भी नहीं होता and we end up doing it while making a sentence, maybe while speaking or maybe by writing. So there are multiple things that we do. Right? Chalo. Now moving on, pronunciation. It should be clear, natural with correct stress and intonation. Now here, nowhere I have written or said that accent is important. Focus on the correct pronunciation and don't focus on the accent. You don't have to develop an accent in order to get a good band score. You just have to pronounce the terms correctly. That's all. Now, moving on, confidence. Maintaining natural conversation style. So you have to maintain a natural conversation style. It should seem like you're having a conversation, you're having a talk with the examiner, and it shouldn't seem like you're giving an interview, right? So just be very careful. Again, I understand it's a test. Still, you have to be at a decent level, but still, just make sure to not be way too casual or way too formal. Somewhere neutral conversation is going to help you, right? Chalo. Now moving on to the next one, here are the key facts, and now here I'm going to go on with a step-by-step strategy that's going to help you ace your speaking examination. Daily speaking practice, of course. See, as far as you are dealing with a language, it becomes very prominent for you to go for consistency rather than bulk. Now, what do I mean by this? So, what you did is you have a week. Instead of practicing daily for 10 minutes, you just straight away went to Sunday and you took out 5 hours and you have practiced. Now, that seems like a lot to do in a single day. And then you're going to feel, oh my God, this exam is so frustrating. This exam is so burdening. I have never encountered, even though I have such a great skill, even though I have such a great grab on the language, still I'm not able to perform like I want to. It's not because you're not capable of, it's not because you cannot do it. It's because your method that you are pursuing is absolutely wrong. You cannot learn a language in one day, even though you allocate 24 hours out of 24 hours. The only thing that's going to help you is consistency. Even though you have a really good grab on the language, still you would be needing a good amount of consistency in order to reach to that position where you want. Now the next one is cue card mastery. Learn linking phrases, storytelling techniques. You don't have to have the command on the ideas or the questions. Whatever questions you encounter, whatever questions you see, whatever you see, just grab a basic idea and there you go. You're good to go for the entire answer. Okay? Expand vocabulary. 5 to 10 topic specific words daily. I still remember I have told you guys how to make a cluster vocabulary. You can make your own cluster vocabulary. That's going to help you in order to ace this particular section. Also, you don't have to learn anything. Vocab you cannot learn. Trust me, when you're going to be there in the examination hall, you guys are going to, even though you have memorized a lot of words. Let's say you have memorized the entire Oxford Dictionary. Let's say, for the time being, for the time's sake. But what's going to happen? You still are going to get stuck with very happy, very sad, very important. I think till these words only. It's because memorization never, I repeat, never helps in acing any language test. Now, I'm not just talking about English, I'm talking about any language that you learn. So it's important to use them and to know the precise meaning of what you exactly want to say. Stimulate test condition, mock test with timer and partner. Again, you have a partner, fair enough. You don't have a partner, totally fine. You need to look out for the ways where you can practice. And of course, we teachers are here for you to help you out for that. Self-correction, review, read recording, fix repeated errors. Yes, you can record yourself, you can listen to it, and you can improve yourself. Trust me, you know, if you're an IELTS aspirant, you know where you're making a mistake. So just make sure to correct it before it gets to the examiner. Okay? Now, what should be the test day approach? Now, day part 1, keep answers short but engaging. 3 to 4 sentences, enough. Part 2, use the 1 minute prep wisely, jot down the key points and not sentences. Of course, you don't get enough time that you're going to put up the sentences. Give balanced, thoughtful answers, examples, plus opinion. Make sure to give up an example to support it up. Stay calm, smile and speak naturally, not like reading a script. Exactly. Avoid memorized answer, adapt to examiner's style. Clear? Now, here is a real band 9 sample for you guys. Describe a skill you learned and that was very difficult. One of the most challenging yet rewarding skills I have mastered is baking an artisan bread. Initially, I found it tricky to get the texture, the taste, but through consistent practice and a bit of a trial and a little bit of error at the same time, I developed the precision and patience that is needed to bake the artisan bread. Now, what I did over here, instead of going with the simple sentences, again, I cannot see any difficult word out here, any complex word out here, but clear, precise, not repeating things again and again is what is going to make you the real warrior over here. And at the same time, why this works is because of the natural fluency, rich vocabulary, artisan bread, texture, precision, develop, consistency, challenging initially, the starting line, the ending line, the connectors, the complex sentences, and clear structure, which is intro, challenge, learning process, and the outcome. All in one approach. Again, I'm not asking you to answer like this. I just want to develop your own way, your own structure, your own process to do that. Okay, so this is something that you need to ace. Okay, rest, everything is there. I'm here with you and I'm here to help you. Make sure to mention anything that you want me to create a video on in the comment section so that I can help you up over there. And yeah, that's all. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It has been a wonderful video for you all, and I hope this helps. And please let me know if you need any further help from my end. Till then, take care. Bye bye. We'll see you in the next session.